June is such a very grounding month for me. It's always like the end of the year. It kind of feels like November. Everything is put back in perspectives. A lot of stress is coming to an end. You're able to slow it down. Maybe deadlines are finally done, or maybe you're in the middle of exams, or, you know, I feel like the world is kind of getting ready to decompress. And I want to decompress too with today's conversation. I want to ground ourselves a little bit more. I want to kind of talk a little bit existential, a little bit retrospective, remembering what matters, looking at the ways that we maybe sabotage our own success, our own happiness, reevaluating the things that we put our focus on, the things that truly matter to us, and realize how beautiful this life can be. You know, that's what we're here for today. I want to talk about it. First of all, how have you been? I hope you're doing amazing today. I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. Like, the only thing that can possibly stop me in life right now is my own mind. It's a mindset I have adopted for now, and I know that can probably change at some point. But I think understanding that you are kind of very much in control of the way that you process information, the way that your mindset processes the world, things that happen to you, your emotions, things like that. When you really practice that on a regular for years, it's not an easy thing. It's with a lot of ups and downs. At least it was in my experience. Still is. I'm not perfect. It's an ever going journey, and I'm sure I'm gonna have days. 100% sure there's gonna be days where I'm gonna get a little bit or a lot of difficulties with that. But when I compare myself to who I am today, who I was 5 years ago, so much has changed about my mindset, about my way of understanding the world, valuing myself, the relationships that I have, and like my way of connecting to people, my way of setting boundaries, the way that I perceive myself and my identity, the way that I understand my own way of showing up in the world, the way that I care or care less about the way other people perceive me. There's so much things that truly influence our experience of the world when we put too much care into certain places that don't really matter, when we're too focused on how other people perceive us, how showing up in the world to please others, or trying to measure our worth or how good we are or how successful the life is that we're living by the metrics and the measures of other people or certain systems that have put in place, which are, first of all, kind of illusions. I've been going through some weird stages in life through the whole mental shifting. And you know, every time that you uncover new layers of reality, it almost seems like everything that I thought was real, or everything that I was basing my identity, my actions on, the way that I was conceptualizing my world, was based on ideas, and it wasn't like fact. And even though you think that the world that you live in, the way that you understand the world is an absolute and is like the truth, and everyone experiences life in the same way, that's so not true. And I'm entering like, it's literally like you're in the same physical place, but the world shifts in a way that new worlds open up to you and new ways of understanding the world and seeing the world while you are in the same physical body. Maybe you still have the same relationships, but being able to do that inner work and being able to really change your own mental processes. And it's like, you know, our brain is so cool. We are able to, it get forms in a different way, but there's this neuroplasticity. We are able, and we have the power to revert or change our minds in ways throughout our lifetime. Do you understand how cool that is? That you do not have to stay a slave to the ways that we have been programmed. That's so amazing to me. I think that's one of the coolest things about our human being and our body. And truly, artificial intelligence is trying to mimic us because we are constantly self updating and like changing the ways that we operate, and we don't even understand ourselves. And I was thinking about it recently, how all these technologies are always trying to mimic us. And I feel like AI or any new technological development helps us to reflect about our own mechanisms, our own inner workings, and always places like this mirror in front of us of how an amazing creation the human body, the human mind, spirit, soul, emotional functions, mechanisms, whatever. It's crazy. It's beyond. Who made this? Anyways, little all over the place right now. But I've been doing really good. Life has been really great. And I just noticed for myself that, as you know, I love to talk about technology and the ways that this plays all into this. And I really still want to bring our attention to the fact that happiness and like health, I think it's so important to pursue health at this time, or at always actually. Happiness really comes with health. And I feel like health also looks different for everyone. So it's really about getting to know yourself, getting to know how you work, what you need. But there's a lot of interference with our ways of getting information, our ways of understanding the world and figuring out the path forward, because there's so much information, there's so much illusion of reality casted online, that I really, really see for myself how important it's going to be for us to disconnect from this online sphere and really reconnect to the real world, reconnect to our bodies, reconnect to our emotions. So much is happening in the mental plane, but a lot of the times we are not processing our emotions and even our thoughts through the root, through our body. And if you're like aware of like how chakras work and, and able to really ground information, bring it in the material, it kind of has to go through the lower chakras as well. That's how I visualize it in my head. That's how it helps me to like ground my body, to reconnect. I really love to meditate, do yoga, like really connect to my chakras. And like, my brothers always make fun of me. They're like, her chakras are unbalanced. Yeah, whatever. It's all, you all guys love watching Avatar, and then it's all cool and stuff, but we never think about the fact that this knowledge is actually, there's truth to it. This is centuries of knowledge, and there's, I don't know. Anyways, if my brothers see this one day, I know one day you will realize. I know one day it will occur to you like, oh wow, maybe I was judging too fast. Maybe there's a lot more outside, and maybe other people know more than I do. It's very, we must humble ourselves a lot in this life and be open to the idea, or more so to the fact that we know way less than we think we do. And the more you know, the more it humbles you, the more you realize that you don't know shit. But that is just such a beautiful thing, because it allows you to be humble and to stay present and to stay open to life and to stay curious. And I feel like curiosity, even though it might have killed the cat, if it was a good cat, always get back on your feet. And it also, just keeps the spark and life in the experience of life. And that's also what I wanted to come back to. I feel like in this age of social media, and especially, and trying to figure out which path to take and how to live our lives, and trying to reach for this certain destiny, or for this certain way of living, or this idea of success and happiness and blessings, I think subconsciously we are comparing so much to other people's presentations of success and representations of success. And people can take snapshots of certain events, certain moments, certain feelings, certain relationships, whatever, all the things that we see online are, in fact, representations and mediated ways of presenting certain moments in life, which also, it's such a minor aspect of the reality of it. It's never the reality when we see it online. Doesn't mean it isn't a part of the truth, doesn't mean that everyone is lying or that it's fake necessarily, but this happens on a very subconscious level where we forget that living and being in a certain reality is not just a moment in time. It's not just a second. It's not just one video. It's not mediated. It's felt through the body. It's an everyday experience. It's the thoughts that you have on an everyday basis. It's the way you respond to your own inner voices or voice. I have several, I don't know. Maybe that's weird, but I guess it is what it is. It's fun though when you learn to get to know the different voices, and you can be able to be like, it's time for you to shut up. Today you can be loud. I need you on that day though, because you boost my confidence. But on that day or with that person, I need you to shut up and be humble. Like, learning to get to know your inner voices and knowing when to use which one, and learning to mend the relationships. Okay, I probably sound crazy right now. It's fine. You already know that I'm crazy. It's okay. And I absolutely love being, and I wouldn't change that for no money in the world. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's also the way you process your emotions, the way that you handle your relationships, those everyday psychological mechanisms, or just, just being. That is how we're going to experience a certain idea of success or happiness. And the reality of it is that a lot of the times, through a mediated representation or ID that we receive through social media and through comparing our lives to other people, is that we can subconsciously get trapped or like drown into that ID that life, or the life that we are seeking, is only ups, is only the easy, it's only good days and sunshine and beaches and a lot of money and always health and never doubts and always success and always, it's like we have to understand that there's this mental plane that has been expanded through the online world that is a constant representation of peaks. And I appreciate people for that also want to bring in more realistic representations of reality. They want to show themselves crying. They want body positivity, things like that. Personally, I don't believe that we now should post necessarily all the negative, or that we should be ugly on social media. I think it's good for awareness. I'm not going to post myself crying anymore. I'm kind of embarrassed. Wouldn't recommend. Don't want to do that again. Think about your digital footprint. Some things are just better kept to yourself, in my personal humble opinion. You don't have to agree. Sometimes I regret posting podcast episodes like these because I'm like, why did I have to be so vulnerable? At the end of the day, it might have helped someone, but it's not for everyone. And I don't think we always have to show the lows. Some things are just meant to happen in the darkness. But then it is also up to us to become critical and aware users of online platforms, and to realize that that is just the reality, that there is a real experience of life that is valleys, that is with ups, that is with downs, that is a crazy roller coaster, and that we are not always going to see what the people are going through behind the scenes. If life is a stage, no, there is a backstage, that we do not know everything that is happening, the preparation that people go through before they are set on scene. The things, the costume changes, or, I don't know, the repetitions, the training, the months before the peaks, we do not see those times. And it's very important for us to be aware of that, because when you understand the entire process, and if we would be able to take a peek behind everyone's curtain, we would see that we are all kind of living the same lives. We're all going through ups and downs. We all relate so much more. The grass is never greener on the other side. And if it is, it's probably fake grass. That's something I've learned, and that I'm, you know, you're probably already living the life that you want. The problem is you're comparing yourself to an idealistic world or an imaginary delusional, I'm going to use the word, reality that doesn't exist. And let me tell you, let's be critical about this, because I'm not saying don't be delusional, just settle for where you are, don't have dreams, don't have visions in the future, because that is never leaving. Best believe I have dreams, and I know that there's so many crazy things, and I wish and I hope, and that's not what I'm saying. We're not letting go of the visions, of the dreams, but it's detaching the feeling of happiness and fulfillment and the feeling of abundance and acquiring, detaching that from a certain vision. It's learning to have a vision, but not seeing it as a destination necessarily where you're going to find your happiness. A lot of the times, even to receive the things that we want in life, to truly receive the blessings that we want, the abundance, the love, the friendships, the happiness, I'm going to say it, it's a frequency. It's a way of being. You attract, you become magnetic once you already understand that you already have it in the present moment. It's an energy from going to chasing to realizing that you already have it all. I'm telling you, my life changed the moment that I just settled in this feeling of, I am enough. I have the love that I'm looking for. I already am the person that is going to receive, acquire, get to all the places that I am going. And sometimes, like, I think a lot of the times in life, we are working to become a person that will receive certain blessings, that will realize our biggest dreams. That is a process. And sometimes we know, like, when your thoughts are not aligned, when your discipline is not aligned, when your boundaries, when your way of communicating is not yet aligned, it's normal to have these ups and downs, to feel like you're not there yet. But at a certain point, and maybe this information is a catalyst for that point. There's trickles, it's a domino effect. It's the way that life plays itself out. At some point, there's going to be this moment where you come to the awareness that you have always been the person that was going to make their wishes become reality. You already are the person that is creating this life that they want for themselves, and that you can trust yourself. But that trust, that self-trust, and that awareness and being able to rest in that knowledge requires work. You cannot just be wishing and manifesting and hoping and praying, but not working, not having discipline, not actually already living the life which is required to come to a certain stage. And this is where the whole idea of success looks a certain way, because it is this lifestyle of working that also is success sometimes. I don't see myself just dropping, like being like, okay, I'm successful and I stop working. No. It's once I realized, like, I enjoy doing this work and I enjoy being all over the place, and like the person that I am at this moment, that I noticed for myself. This is the life, actually. I'm already living it. And I'm learning to enjoy the ride. And I know that I can get myself through the ups and downs. And it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. Also, I feel like the most beautiful things in life, the things that we remember the most, are the connections we make, are the people we get to know, the feelings, the mirrors that they are. It's like relationships are like a prism, so many different lights of your own get reflected back to you. You get to know yourself on such deeper level. You experience new emotions, find new interests. And it's the love that you feel on the way of life that just truly makes it worth living. And those are the things that I feel like make everything so magical and worth it. What is getting to a certain destination, getting a certain job, money, house, car, whatever sometimes material image we attach to the ideas of success. It's worth nothing when you have no one to share it with. It's worth nothing when you have no one to fight for. If you have to work your ass off every day but have no one to come home back to, I don't know. It's very those are the moments that I'm like, I have so many dreams, visions, passions, desires, but none of it matters if I don't have relationships at the center, at the core of my life, because truly love makes the world go round. I really think love makes the world go round more than money. Because money would be worthless if it wasn't love that gave meaning to the money, That's just me thinking out loud right now. So, lastly, I was thinking about death. Yes, I know, very deep. I know, very dark. But death is a natural part of life. I think death is probably the biggest blessing we've received. I think death is what makes life as wonderful as it is. I think death is what sets us free, is what allows us to enjoy, to let go, makes everything way less significant, but at the same time, the paradoxical thing about it is that it becomes 1,000 times more significant because every moment is unique and everything comes to an end. And one thing is assured is that our destination is all the same, and that's death. We all return back to the soil, or our spirit goes somewhere, our body returns back to earth, energy gets transmuted in a different form, memories stay. But it's a beautiful thing. And I feel like knowing that there's an end to it also takes away the pressure. Like, you're allowed to make mistakes and you always have a chance to start over. I used to compare sleep to death as well, because I feel like every night I die and I wake up as a new person. And every night we get the chance to start over. And I feel like that is what makes life bearable. If this would be endless, I can't even tell you. But it's so beautiful. I think about it. It's like death and just the forgetting. If life is human beings or souls seeking to retrieve lost parts of themselves and seeking to understand their inner workings, it's like we're all scrambling together puzzle pieces of who we are along the way. But the bliss is in the putting together of the puzzle. It's in the process. As soon as you have that enlightenment and you see the full picture, it's satisfying for a little moment, but it wouldn't have been so good if there wasn't this whole putting everything back together. And I feel like if we're all part of a bigger entity that is one, if we're all little pieces of a bigger light or a bigger being outside of our comprehension, or that we have forgotten, because I feel like just we have to come back and remember who we were or who we are. I think we choose to forget just to be able to remember who we are, and to remember that the joy, just the joy of remembering, the joy of letting go, because there's an end to it. I don't know. Doesn't really make sense. This was just a little tail to our conversation for today, but I'm going to leave it at that. I hope it didn't give you the creeps. I hope you're not scared right now. You're not scared. I know you're smart. I know this just got your wheels turning. No, this is, I love this shit. I I love this shit. Sometimes we forget. All of this doesn't matter. Like, go outside, hug a tree, go touch some grass, literally, with your feet. It will be good for you. And be present in the relationships and with the people that you love, because truly those are the most precious moments. And even I get guilty sometimes of hiding in my cave and staying way too much in my head when everything that matters is already around you in this moment. Don't wait for things to be gone to appreciate them when they're right around you. Embrace life. Let go. I wrote a little poem yesterday. It was very little, actually, but that was how I was feeling at this crossroads of my life. I feel like inside, that's Angel, my closest friend, asked me to let go their hand. Said we've got time before meeting again, but my time to live ain't near its end. I've been very close to death my entire life. And I say death as the idea of death, the feeling that death is also a metaphor. I see it as letting go, as losing, as rebirth as well. Death is life to me. I've had a lot of near-death experiences, and I've seen a lot of scary things when I was a little kid. So it's always been very familiar to me, and now I feel like it's time to let it go and to really embrace living and to just be present and remember that it's all coming to an end. So you might as well make a party out of it, the best party of your life. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time. I truly hope you enjoyed this little episode. If you like this format, let me know. Feel free to share your ideas, your thoughts, and share this video with anyone you think might like this. And it really helps my channel as well. I don't know when we can get to 2K, that would be really nice, just trying to stay humble, everything in divine time, and I guess, but why not sooner than later? Okay. Take care, guys. See you soon. Love you very much. Or where this came from. So check out my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.